What's going on, YouTube? Adam here from Adam's Awesome Projects, and today in this video we're going to be building Tamiya's Late Panther G. And I've done another Panther which was last year back in November of 2017, and this is the one that I've got for my 17th birthday, and it's a little older kit and it turns out to really be a nice one. And it comes with two figures, one guy that's on the back right there and one that's actually inside the turret itself. And I'm excited to build those figures as well. So anyway, let's get started.
Welcome everyone to a new special bit. The one-randoms of some projects we love for food. It's movies and they need some photos and that's about it.
So what you guys see me doing is that I am applying on XF1 flat black. This is not really a primer at all, guys. This is only our basic shadow coat. And I always do this to my model tanks. It's just because it makes them look a little bit better. And I airbrush all my model tanks, so again, that's why I always do it. Alright guys, so after I let the XF1 black, which was the shadow coat, dry, I then sprayed the model with women's hairspray, and I didn't go quite heavily on it, and I just finished spraying some areas with it in order to give it chip paint. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to let the hairspray set, and then we'll come back later on. Alright everybody, so what we're going to do now that the hairspray has set and the black is set too, we're now going to apply on the main color, which is Tamiya's XF60, the dark yellow. And again, we're going to airbrush it all around. And we're not going to go too heavy because I don't want to hide most of the shadow coat. I still want some of the shadow coat to be seen. So without further ado, let's apply on our main color. Alright, so we're adding on our main color right now. This is Tamiya XF60 Dark Yellow, and we're just gently trying to get it on the model, but again, not too heavily because we don't want to hide out the shadow coat, and we still want some of it seen too. But however, if you think that's not enough coats for you, then go ahead. Add another coat, but again, you will hide most of the shadow coats. Alright, now we're applying on our next coat that goes on the model. This is one of the camo pattern colors. This is Tamiya XF67 NATO Green, and the regular dark green they recommend is not really that good, as always, because it's a little too dark, but I've used it on my other German tanks, and this color is really awesome. Alright guys, so I just finished painting the model after the XF67 NATO Green. I then painted it XF68 NATO Brown too with the other camo coat. And the reason why I use the NATO Brown and NATO Green is because the regular dark green and brown they recommend is just because they are not so good because it comes out a little darker and it just doesn't look too good. But anyway, I then sprayed the model with a gloss varnish coat, and then I applied the decals, and I used the Tamiya Mark Fit to help make them straight and not look so crooked. So while the decals are drying, we're going to add some chip paint. And again, I was going to try using the hairspray, but I didn't scrub it enough after I put the dark yellow on. So what I'm going to do is a little different. So I've just got a ordinary paintbrush that's dipped in black paint, and I'm just going to dribble on areas where I want to have chip paint at. Alright guys, so what it's time to do now is mud. So what I'm doing is I'm brushing on some white glue. You can use yellow glue too if you want, but I just prefer to use white because it's more easier. But so anyway, what I'm doing is I'm brushing it on the areas where I want to have the mud at. And so I'm going to take some unused tile grout. This is the powdered form. And I'm just going to sprinkle that on the wheels in order to create the mud. And now after that, I'm going to shake off the excess. Alright guys, so we're moving on to our second to last step of this model, and that is to add dust effects with XF57 buff. And it's important to keep your hand moving, and you got to keep it 12 to 15 inches away, and that'll dirty up the model and give it dust effects. So let's get started on that right now. This right here, guys, now is the completed model kit from start to finish, and this model, I have to admit, it's really good. I really like how I did the camo. I'm so impressed with my work, and I really like the driver, and this kit looks really realistic, and it looks like the real tank itself. Now, that being said, the instruction sheets on this kit were right on track. There were no mistakes, and they explained themselves really clearly, and it did not cause me a lot of problems. But I would recommend this to the beginners, intermediates, and advanced modelers. But if you're first getting started in model building, I would hold that off because I want to start off with a smaller tank like the 1/48 scale. But anyway, I really like this model, and it looks really, really good. Alright everybody, so we're coming to the end of this video of me building and painting the Tamiya Late Panther G, and that model that I got for my birthday, it was so fun, but I was really excited to add a second Panther to my line of German armor collection, and I might be getting rid of the Panther A that I built because I want to give it a new home. But anyway, if you don't see it, it is gonna be a little bit of a bummer, but you guys are gonna have to get used to it because this house is pretty stuffed with some models that I built from the past years and months as well. And at this point, there is also going to be another video coming soon. That is the M3 Stuart. I should be having that out soon as well, and another model that I am going to build as well. But anyway, if you really love this video a lot, as always, like, share, don't forget to subscribe, and tap that little bell for notifications as well, ladies and gentlemen. This is Adam from Adam's Awesome Projects, signing off.